of that yellow cake is taking a little longer. I'll let you know when it's done. Zero-risk security aren't as hardcore a military outfit compared to the other two PFs in this region. The company sends operators to conflict regions around the world, not just Africa. They have decades of combined experience. They're also based out of South Africa. Their headquarters is in Johannesburg. A lot of their work involves corporate security for South African companies, but a good number of their operators are retired South African military. So don't mistake them for a bunch of security guards.
Hey, girl.
Please select a mission. Please select a mission.
Boss, this is an emergency. We had two intel team agents undercover at the PF Contract Forces of Africa. The CFA have captured them both. They don't have long to live. You've got to get them out of there ASAP. Since our mission at the oil field, we're no longer just business rivals to the CFA. We're enemies, and they want revenge. Our men will be killed the moment the interrogation's complete. And then it won't just be a matter of two dead soldiers. Their execution will be a catalyst, sparking resentment within Diamond Dogs against the CFA. Our men will push us to retaliate. Then things will cease to be about business. We'll be starting a personal war. That's not what we set out to do. The two men are being held in Kaziba camp. Hurry, boss. They're counting on you. Don't let them down. Roger.
This is B-Squad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Squad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa.
intel team members are being held captive by the PF in that area, the CFA. Your job is to rescue them. They don't have long to live. It appears that one of our 2 men has broken out of the encampment and is on the run. He contacted us to say he was surrounded. That's the last we heard from him. Your map is marked with a predicted field of movement based on where his transmissions cut off. The other man is still captive inside the encampment. Boss, rescue our men. Extract them both and get them back to Mother Base.
Be careful down there, boss.
Development project has been added. Marker placed.
Our staff member on the run last contacted us from that forest. The enemy PF already has troops spread out in a manhunt to find him. He can't stay on the run forever. Move quickly, boss.
Infiltrated an enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Lijkt zoals een probleem met die krachtbron. Die ook al die naaste is gaan kijken naar die krachtstelsel.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Our staff member on the run last contacted us from that forest. PF already has troops spread out in a manhunt to find him. Keep your eyes open.
Extract our man before the search team can find him. Check his location on your iDroid.
Analysis complete.
You've reached the target's predicted field of movement. If he's gone to ground, he'll have hidden himself somewhere in that area. Find him.
You have arrived at your destination.
CP, de structuur. Iets vreemd aan de gang. We moeten ons voorgaan. Goed. Er is CP, begrijp. Scherp securiteit en wees wakker. Uit!
analysis complete.
Boss, our man you extracted gave us all the intel he could. Now we know exactly where our other agent is being held captive.
The map has
And he
been
brought back
updated.
intel on the CFA. Guy deserves a raise. Check it on your iDroid.
The map has marker placed.
CFP, dit is uur 4. Bedreiging in het gebied. Wat voor securiteit? Goed. Dat is CFP, begrijp. Moeilijke securiteit voor verwachting. Uit.
You have arrived at your destination. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. The map has been updated.
Okay, subject is in.
Spit it out.
The map has been updated.
Speak. Where are your friends?
Boss, we've picked up some movement. The squad is on its way to Gazeba camp. We've ID'd them as some CFA heavyweights. These aren't your everyday reinforcements. Whatever's about to happen, you need to get the target out now. Gazeba camp, an enemy outpost. It's got good visibility and not many places to hide. Use the landscape wherever possible. Boss, get down. The enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
You have arrived at your destination. The map has been
That's him.
updated.
That's the target. He's injured. Looks half-starved, too. There's no way he can stand the shock of a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
They kept saying.
CFP, dat is Delta 2.
Was vervat.
Wees op je uitkijk voor de Verdere verlies is onaanvaardbaar.
Just
Van je
shouting
horen,
at me.
uit.
Over and over.
Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Kept saying, you think we're angry? The poor bastards from Massa Village will
Some
We'll bleed you all
arrive
dry for this.
momentarily. Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Extract the target. He's the prisoner you ID'd before.
De CFTF begrijpt. We gaan het zo toch.
This is B-Squad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Squad. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Confirmed extraction of both targets. Boss, on behalf of all the Diamond Dogs, thank you.
Departing.
Exfiltrated.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Development project has been added.
All right. Mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh? Boss, one of the job offers we received concerns me.
Mission list
There's a PF
updated.
commander who's been talking big about getting into the nuclear arms trade. This could be connected to that yellow cake. And there's another contract I'd like you to handle. It's a wet job, but we need to divert Cypher's attention. Check the mission list for the details.
Boss, sorry to keep you waiting. We finally finished analyzing that yellow cake Cypher was moving. There was nothing unusual about the composition of the yellow cake itself. Most of it was oxidized uranium, with the rest being impurities, various metals as well as traces of organic matter. What's interesting is the composition of these impurities. When we checked them against the impurities found in the copper ore, it was clear the yellow cake didn't come from Shinkalobwe, meaning they went to the trouble of mining two sources of uranium, then transported them together in different states. Another thing, we detected a very thin layer of highly enriched uranium in the middle of the yellow cake. Now that is very interesting. It may not be a lot, but it points to the existence of uranium-enriching technology. After all, yellow cake can't naturally produce highly enriched uranium. If they could mass produce this, they'd be just one step away from a gun barrel-type nuclear bomb. But uranium enrichment requires advanced technology and a large-scale facility. If that kind of place existed in Zaire, the Soviet Union wouldn't sit idly by. And there's another question. Where were they transporting the yellow cake and malachite uranium? The first place that comes to mind is South Africa. The government was supposed to have abandoned nuclear weapons development after caving to international pressure. But rumors persist that it's continued in secret. Plus, CRS were escorting the truck, and they're based out of South Africa. And then South Africa does have an abandoned test site. If Cypher's involved with nuclear development in South Africa. But how would that fit with their weapon to surpass Metal Gear? We need more information.
Shinkolobwe. There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
The U.S. bought a lot of uranium from Shinkolobwe mine during World War II for the Manhattan Project. They even sent a squad from the Army Corps of Engineers to reopen the mine after it was flooded. That's how good its uranium must have been. With that, the world's first nuclear test was a success. Shinkolobwe uranium might have been used in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs too. Just hearing its name is like seeing all the phantoms of the war rise up to haunt us. But all the uranium's dried up, and the mine's been closed for years.
So someone reopened it.
Right. Zero-risk security seized control of the area and were forcing locals to work in it. And the Zairean government was getting a slice of what they took in exchange for looking the other way. Mobutu has to finance his tastes somehow. He'll gladly sell the rights to some old mine. The question is, why would zero-risk security do this kind of thing?
Or rather, why were their employers, Cypher, interested in an abandoned mine? They'd be getting trace amounts of uranium, and to the naked eye it appears to be ordinary malachite, meaning security would be lax. Not a very efficient way of obtaining it, but easier to move.
But how would they enrich it at its destination?
Did the yellow cake really have a layer of highly enriched uranium in it?
Having trouble believing it?
No. If they say it's real, then it's real. In which case, they might have some enrichment method that we don't know about.
And this was to test it out.
It's possible. And that would mean it's almost complete.
Rogue Coyote operates mainly out of Africa these days. Of the 3 PFs, they're the smallest. However, they scooped up most of the Rhodesian SAS after the country collapsed 4 years ago. Picture their entire organization as one big special forces unit.
Please select a
With
mission.
Rhodesia a British colony, the Rhodesian SAS had its origins in 22 SAS Sea Squadron. They started out as a group known as the Southern Rhodesia Volunteers. But in '51 they were incorporated into 22 SAS as members of the British Commonwealth and deployed to fight guerrillas in the Malayan emergency. Even now, 22 SAS keeps the Sea Squadron designation empty in recognition of their service. In a way, you could say the SAS almost makes up the core of Rogue Coyote. Later on, they were bolstered by other talent, including former Celis Scouts and 32 Battalion. These guys are direct descendants of the best special forces in the world. They won't go down without a fight. Don't get careless. Kunganga Mine. A civil war's been going on in that region for the last 20 years. It's being fought by what are now 2 ethnic groups, the Buta and the Mbele. Originally, you could barely tell them apart, but the reason for the current armed conflict goes back to World War I. After the war, their land was colonized by a European power, and it decided to give local control to the Buta. That split the 2 groups into rulers and subjects, laying the foundations for an inevitable civil war. The friction between them remained even after they won independence from Europe. The Buta are holding on to power to this day, and the Mbele rebels continue to fight back. The conflict is funded by locally mined gold, rare metals, diamonds. They've used the money from those to arm themselves, buy oil, and even hire PFs. The Buta administration owns the mining rights to Kungenga mine. But most of the laborers are Mbele, who they've taken prisoner. The product they've gouged out of their land is bought up by cheap Western corporations. And this civil war is fueled by the profits. That's how it goes. One country's people is split apart by another country. Then the two groups tear up their own land for money in order to fight each other. Now this civil war started by a foreign power is the norm, and it's sucking up all the country's resources. PFs are just the same. They follow the money, taking war with them wherever they go. That goes for us too. It's an endless river of bloody retaliation, and we're standing downstream. Should we make a stand and staunch the flow? Or wade in amongst the corpses and make a bigger splash than the rest? We'll follow your lead, boss.
Please select a mission. Please select a landing zone. Heading to Afghanistan.